Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time to have a look at an event that's going on in War Thunder right now, and we'll also have a look at some data mines which have been going around. The first thing is it is the People's Liberation Army Day. This is obviously for China, and there is a decal involved, and it looks like we have a theme for this year, which is modern tanks in, I suppose, flags with text around them. And this goes from the 1st of August to the 4th of August. You just got to play 3 battles using Chinese ground vehicles, and you will get the People's Liberation Army decal. It looks nice, and all of them do look nice. I wonder if they'll ever do collections with stuff like this. And it says each year China celebrates its army on the 1st of August, the anniversary of the Nanchang Rebellion. Today, the People's Liberation Army is the largest in the world. Over 2 million serve in it. As a part of UN missions, Chinese soldiers participated in peacekeeping missions across the entire world, from Lebanon and Sudan to Haiti and also Mali. In order to celebrate it as well, Gaijin have brought back the T-69 2G for Golden Eagles. This is a pretty decent vehicle, which also at the same time is going to be part of the BR change shakeup that's coming in as well. So let's get into the vehicle itself. So the T-69 2G is a pretty decent vehicle. Like, the vehicle itself is based around, obviously, some pretty standard tenets of T-54s, T-55s, where it has the standard shell, it's got the 4-man crew with the 3 in the turret, and then the good old driver here. It has some extra armor on it in the form of ERA, which is nice, but especially since around these BRs you face a lot more APF-SDS, and since it's going up in BR, it's going to face more of it. The chemical protection isn't that useful. The main survivability of this thing is the fact that you can go hull down, and generally the ammo isn't here in the turret. Instead, it's actually in here, the first stage ammo stowage at the bottom. So usually you get 1 or 2 crew knocked out, and then you're able to still fight on, which is really nice. The good old 105 has a pretty long reload, which kind of sucks, but they are changing it in the next set of updates, which is nice, to be a lot shorter. Basically the more standard 105 reload that you're used to, and it also gets access to a stabilizer and APF-SDS, plus a funny HEVT shell, which sometimes is useful, and then heat, and of course HESH, which pretty much is not. Gets the laser, gets the smoke, doesn't get the thermals, and all of that. So it's a pretty bog standard platform, and a pretty decent one at that. The only issue I would say is the BR is not as strong as it used to be, as they moved up a ton of vehicles. The PTL-02 and the WMA, the WMA got moved up, and also at the same time, a lot of the 87s is where the strength is of this vehicle. Now they are moving a bunch of stuff up to 90 and 87, so maybe this thing gets a lot stronger with that, but you can see here you have 3 87s, 4 87s, 5, 6, and then you have, of course, this and this, all in the 87 lineup, where you are sat here with the PGZ-09 and the CM25, which is not a good vehicle. So it's, if you have like the Object 122 and you're running it with that, it's not too bad. Like, it's a pretty decent vehicle, the Object 122, and you can do well in the T-69, but there's just better options, which is the main thing about the vehicle right now. I would definitely say it's a good vehicle, but I think waiting for something like a WMA is probably a better deal, because it has just added abilities with the thermals, the good APF-SDS, and of course the scouting and mobility of it. So we'll also have a look at the data mines, because there is some kind of interesting stuff that they're bringing in. As always, thank you to Ashida for putting these together, and you can find the links of them in the description of the video. Starting off with the Stronyi and the new Trashami, they actually did add 10 free backups when buying them, which is quite nice, and also at the same time they did remove the T-69 2G from the hangar, while also adding in 2 new decals, the great emblem of the Air Forces, and also the PLA Day decal. So I hope you're looking forward to the good old Airborne Forces decal, the good old VDV, all of the memes around them when all of the stuff started last year. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the reaction to those. Something tells me that grey emblem of the airborne forces won't make it onto the English side of the War Thunder site. So make sure to keep checking the holidays tab, otherwise you're just going to miss it, just like a few of the other Russian ones. We did get the Russian Naval Day one on the English side, so that's good. Maybe it's a change of the wind. But yeah, the VDV boys definitely have a reputation that has pretty much been destroyed now. So a lot of memes around that stuff over the last year. Then, for another data mine, they had a new event category, which is of course PLA Day, and they changed the MC485 slightly. So the bridge, they removed the generic damage multiplier, and now it has 10mm of RHA instead of 4mm of structural steel. They also removed some sort of cover plate on the front of the ship from the DM. That was probably because it was copied over from the S-38, and that has the plates around the ammo, where the 20 or 30mm is on the front. So removing that makes sense since there's no ammo there and also no gun there. So yeah, they also changed some menu text stuff. So backup vehicles for free is now backup vehicles for free. You save X, so cost-wise. And then also the email address isn't verified, and compensation of expenses for automatic repair of vehicles and automatic purchase of ammo in case of negative balance results up to 0 results of Silver Lions, which is quite funny. And it's compensation of expenses for automatic repair of vehicles and automatic purchase of ammo and crew replenishment in case of negative battles results up to 0 results of Silver Lions. I'm still trying to work out whether it's good or not to turn off auto repair. I think the probably best way of doing it is if you're spading a vehicle, especially at high echelons, and you don't have a lot of modifications, it's probably better to turn auto repair on, because you're going to have less of an impact on battles and you're going to take a lot more damage. When it comes to vehicles that you're familiar with, it's probably best to have it off, because you will more likely than not go positive and therefore save more SL. So it's definitely more of a choice nowadays. I think most players would benefit from having it on the auto repair, but once again, it's one of those which is, at least nowadays, it's more of a discussion of which one is better instead of what it was before. And this is obviously people with premium. If you don't have premium, you definitely turn off auto repair. But with premium, this is at least a conversation. They also added a new ban reason, which is automation of the gameplay use of bots. So we had, of course, the post from yesterday from Gaijin talking about the botting issues, which was really refreshing, that they were very open about it, which is great, and how it is definitely an issue in the game. Now they're going to add in a complaint where you can ban somebody for, of course, the automation of gameplay. So this goes along with the roadmap for the summer updates. In the summer updates, we still have a bunch of things to add. They're obviously doing the matchmaking one right now with the BR changes they've shown. Also, the others, which was making it easier to report hate speech in chat, so they've done that. Now the other ones which are left are the reduction of research costs for rank 6 and 7 aircraft, condensing the tech trees by grouping of vehicles and decreasing required research points to research, the dynamic repair cost reduction, the capture point reward for vehicles that failed to survive until capture completion, the helicopter research progression by playing ground vehicles, and also all of the map changes as well that they're bringing in, and of course the improved indication for spawn zone protection. So there's still a lot to do when it comes to the summer updates, but also we still have about a month left, so we'll have to see what goes on with it. Overall, it's nice that they are pushing forward with a lot of these things, and hopefully they get them all done before the summer event comes out. Then we also have the Zephyr B. They actually added an RWR to it, the ANAPR 39, which is quite nice. The Lancaster B Mark 1 and Mark 3, their bombs were changed. So the GP bombs, the 250s and 500s, were changed to MCs. So MC Mark 1s for 250s and 500s. So we'll have to see how that affects the explosive maps that's inside. And also the 1,000-pound bombs were changed too. Or at least they weren't changed. They just moved around the name of it to basically make it universal with the other ones. The Mirage 2000, the carrying CM seems to no longer prevent brake chute from being opened, which is probably pretty good. And also, at the same time, the 8mm guns around the place now have a recoil multiplier of 0.2. And for the T-69 2G, they added 20 free backups when buying it. So obviously, this is something they've been implementing over time, trying to make sure that people can have a good time with these premium vehicles by giving them an opportunity to spawn more in battles. And hopefully people take them, you know, and hopefully people have fun with it. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Millie Draper, Juan the Panda, Nick R. Kupila, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie B. Young, Peter Grayling, Jerry Provolt, Bareen, Alan Hacker, Sem Arslan, Uncle Bean, Derek R., and Lafouche for supporting the channel.